Hi, I'm Mrs. Silverfox.
And I'm Mr. Silverfox, and you're listening to the Silverfoxswingset,
A podcast where we document our continued experiences in our own personal lifestyle journey.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Silverfoxswingset Season 3, Episode 4. I'm Mr. Silverfox.
And I'm Mrs. Silverfox.
So what have we been up to?
I feel like we've been up to a ton of stuff. The summer ended rather abruptly, I feel like a week ago.
As far as the weather, it just seemed like it just went by that fast.
I think it just seemed like it really just kind of went by that fast, honestly.
I kind of agree. I mean, it seemed like the summer just flew by for some reason. A lot of things going on. What have you been up to?
I feel like since the last time I feel like we were in our bedroom with the air conditioner blasting last time we recorded. So it's a little bit different now. So I do kind of miss the cozy softness of sitting on the floor in our bedroom a little bit.
I did like the ambiance we set, but we also got a new setup here on the swing set, so hopefully the sound and everything comes across correctly. We'll have to see. This is our new go at a new test in technology here.
Yeah, I feel like if we can get this figured out, we can do a lot more with the podcast, like I don't want to say on scene, but like at things.
I agree.
Yeah, and being able to take the equipment and go interview people where they're at I feel like is going to make our lives a lot easier than us trying to get people to come to us because we're in the middle of nowhere.
True.
And that seems to be our hang up with getting interviews is that people coming here is just, no one wants to drive 2 hours to come here. We're 2 hours from everywhere. But yeah, since the last time we talked, I feel like I talked about incarceration the last time. So I did a couple more summer events with Save 22. It was like a music festival, but smaller, but mostly it was a cornhole tournament. And I've never seen more people more serious about fucking cornhole in my whole life. It made me feel very, very at home. And then maybe a week later, there was a pretty big lifestyle group that went to Blossom. I forget who I saw. No, I don't. It was Disturbed. I remember now. But yeah,
I'm a little jealous you got to see Disturbed.
Honestly, it was a lot better than I expected it to be.
Just what I wanted to hear.
I expected it to be good, but it was really cool. And it was, I haven't really been to a lot of musical stuff aside from incarceration with lifestyle people. So that was kind of fun too. It was like a mixing of 4 or 5 different social groups. So there was some tailgating and yeah, that was a good time. And then the week after that, I went to the Easy Riders Rodeo and worked with them again there too. So...
Now, did you have any lifestyle experiences at either event?
The cornhole tournament was literally just a very vanilla cornhole tournament. Super, super vanilla. And, when I'm with the Save 22 guys, I'm typically on my best behavior. So the Easy Riders Rodeo, when people found out I was going to it, I feel like I got not warnings, but like, hey, here's something I learned that you should look out for. And it sounded like from reading people's posts and stuff online that, it was going to be so crazy and all this wild stuff happens. And I found myself kind of like, I don't know that I really saw anything that was any wilder than some stuff that we've experienced at like a regular house party.
Okay, fair enough. So not too over the top, but
no,
not really vanilla then.
Not really vanilla because everybody was, pretty well. And the compound that I was in was a lifestyle group. So everybody knew everybody already for the most part. I did meet a bunch of really cool new people. The thing that people really seemed to be freaking out about is there was, don't get me wrong, she was banging hot, but there was a stripper, kind of back and forth between 2 poles at one of like the after hour little kind of makeshift stage parties. I came from a previous life where I worked in strip clubs, so it wasn't anything I hadn't seen before, I guess. And it was a lot of like simulated sex and oral, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but like, the parties I go to, they actually spit roast for real.
It hits different.
It really does. So
I remember being in a strip club, 20, 22 years old, and oh my God, this hot babe is touching me, grinding on me. She's make-believing in the blowjob. Like, okay, I'm going to fap to this later.
For sure.
But
And like seeing that vagina in an open space, like, oh my God, her whole vagina's out. Well, fucking big deal. I don't know. I didn't really see anything that was too crazy or too wild. And, the people I was with were people that I already knew. So I felt super safe. And yeah, that was a super fun weekend. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't go. That was something I wasn't really terribly interested to begin with. Always a fun group of people for you to be with. Real close friends. Amazing people. You've made some amazing connections. I like them too. Hopefully in the future we can spend some time together.
Yes, we need to make those paths cross.
That would be awesome.
I have a lot of fun sex with that group of people too, so I'd really like you to get involved with that. Or at least watch.
I kind of like seeing some of the connections that you have that you can make outside of just you and I, which I think maybe later on we'll jump into.
Sure.
What did we do next?
The thing that we did after that, so it was originally supposed to be a wedding. Yeah, a lifestyle wedding. The wedding part did not work out, but the hall was paid for. Everything was already kind of set in stone. So one of our lifestyle friends had a dodge the bullet party. And I felt like when I read the invitation for it, I shut the idea down of going. I did not want to go because I thought... And, I didn't talk directly to him or her. I just thought the words dodge the bullet made me feel like I don't want anyone to feel like I'm picking sides here. So I'm not really sure that we should go. And it wasn't really on the radar until I feel like the timeline sort of lined up where you were I feel like you were in a funk and like we needed to go somewhere to begin with. And we had already talked to this guy and he said that, that it was an understanding that it wasn't a fuck you party. It wasn't meant to be rude to her in any way, which made us feel better about going because we still really like both of them. And sometimes stuff just doesn't work out, but
we've experienced this before,
yeah,
in our lives, personally, private and lifestyle. Sometimes relationships don't last.
Right.
And we don't choose sides. If we like both people, we like both people. We don't want to be in the middle like, hey, I think you're a great person. I think that other person is fantastic. Whatever happened between you guys makes you incompatible. That's fine by us, but you're both compatible with us. And that's the way we're going to go. And
please, let's not go back and forth and talk shit over here. And then, you know what I mean? I just I feel like we're I'm not good with politics, but I feel like we're Sweden. Is that right? Are they the neutral folks?
Yes.
Okay, that's
with
me.
No extradition, which is very important.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just the nice Swedish girl that doesn't want to.
And I guess that was the good thing about
sides.
This particular party is that there wasn't any need for any of that.
Right.
And we knew a lot of people that went.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But I guess I didn't know if it was vanilla or not.
I never did figure out. And there were, statistics flying around all night about how many people here are vanilla, how many people are not vanilla. And there's no question who the fucking swingers were there. Even people that don't know anything about swingers could have looked at our group and been like, look at these fucking swingers. Yeah. I feel like the way sometimes that we dress to go to things and the shit that our t-shirts say at these things we go to are just like, there's no other explanation as to why someone would wear a shirt like some of the ones that I've worn to things. So yeah, I never did figure out what the proper ratio was to that, but I feel like we had a really good time, and I think it was exactly what you needed at the time that we went.
I couldn't agree with you more without actually jumping into what happened, which we'll get to in a later episode down the road. I did. I did. I needed all of those magical ladies that came up and spoke with me that night. I was very grateful on the ride home because I didn't necessarily agree on the way there that I needed something.
No, honestly, it was one of those, you know what? You can cuss the whole fucking time, but we're still going to do it.
Right, exactly. And then afterwards, I wouldn't say apologetic, but I was definitely grateful and said, I understand what you meant now. Mm-hmm. And wonderful night. Yeah, left on cloud nine.
That worked out great. Yeah, that was a really good night. And one of those ones where it's another perfect example where every positive experience doesn't have to end in a bunch of people fucking blowing each other.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And that may have taken place. I don't know.
Oh, not from where I was standing, but
You know,
I mean,
we
yeah,
wound
that
up
could have
driving
happened.
home, but yeah, maybe they did. Hopefully some of you did.
Well, I mean, I hope I hope everyone went home and got a
And for the
blowjob.
people that weren't there that are listening, I hope some of you did too.
Right. Live long and fucking prosper. Go get your dick sucked. It's fine.
We had a great night. I really needed that, and that kind of changed the atmosphere towards what we planned on doing after that, because we had a house party invitation pop up, and it was Bring Your Worst. It was a play on like bratwurst or something like that, I think. I'm not sure. You guy's so clever. I know just whatever the name's going to be. There's going to be 17 innuendos attached to it. Maybe a quadruple entendre mixed in with it, but
It depends on the tone in which he's fucking saying it, which can change from 1 minute to the next.
if it's a party invitation, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
We found some time to put aside to be able to go down there, because this time of year, again, I'm just very busy this time of year, and it's difficult for me to find time to get away. But that is always something we will really try to get away to.
Yeah.
Well, we got to the party about 8:30ish. We walked in, and it's always so comforting to walk in their house because we've been there so many times.
Yeah.
And immediately see some familiar faces. Immediately, there's always that one special gal that if she's around, just kind of, okay, I know this is going to happen at least one point tonight.
Listen,
This connection's going to take place.
I really try to talk myself off that. When I know she's going to be a place, my whole body is already preparing to find this woman and connect our skin together in some way. But I really went into this party thinking I'm gonna give her space. I feel like every time we are at this party together, I hijack her whole night.
Right.
I really do, and I don't I would eat that woman's pussy forever if she would let me. So once I get in there, y'all can fend for yourselves. I don't know what to tell you. I'm busy. We're busy.
It's always a conversation between us on the way. We don't want any expectations. Of course, we're going to see her and her wonderful husband, and let's just make sure we're not stepping on their toes.
Yeah.
We don't have any real prior conversations with anyone other than, hey, I'm so excited to see you. And that way there's no anxiety or anticipation needed.
Right,
You
right.
just go there, wherever the night takes us is wherever the night takes us.
Well, and I always feel kind of guilty too because I know I'm gonna sneak off with her. I know I'm gonna spend 4 hours in between her legs. I don't care what you guys are doing, but it always makes me feel bad because I haven't had an opportunity where there was a physical connection between her husband and I for something to happen. So I always feel like when I connect with her, I kind of take them both out of the game a little bit because he wants, he's very focused on her safety and whatever. So, he's kind of looking out for her, but then also he kind of gets left as a single male, which you often do too.
Sure.
Unless you guys find yourselves in the room with us. But usually I feel like it just happens so fast sometimes. It's so sneaky. So I really try to give her space.
Right. But we made a few amazing connections.
Yes.
In that evening, met some amazing new people to us.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that maybe we have briefly met in the past. Really,
I was so glad they were there again. I know exactly who you're talking about. I'm glad they were there again.
well, there was a couple couples there though. I was so happy they were there.
Yeah,
again,
for sure.
And had a great chance to begin to develop some future relationships and connections with people.
Well, and it was a very laid back vibe to the party too, where it felt very socially comfortable almost right away. I stayed in my first outfit forever. In fact, until the host ran his mouth to me about my outfit and said that he wanted, quote, more. Rude, but he was not wrong. My second outfit was way cuter.
No, because even by then, which I never say anything about what you're wearing, but I was like, I don't know, babe. Maybe an outfit change?
Right. You're wearing a lot of clothes still. I was social everywhere. Oh, well. And also there was a guy that was doing fire massages and cupping.
Yeah. I watched that for a while.
Yeah, I could totally be into that, except when the hair starts to grow back, you can't really see it. So I didn't really think about that when he was running the fire across my arm, and it did make my arm smell like fucking burnt hair. Like, I had to go to the kitchen sink, wash my fucking arm.
You weren't the only one.
No. And there, I saw a couple gals after that were like, my arm smells funny. Like, oh, use the dish soap because it works instantly, but you're going to smell like clean dishes.
I was intrigued watching it, and fire massages and cupping exercises and some were far more erotic.
Yeah, there was some, like, cupping on clitorises happening, which I'm not really into that sensation, but I could see why people are.
Sure.
And that was very, like, super erotic to watch that happen.
I stood there with a gal who was, I'm not entirely certain who she was with, to be honest, but had a wonderful conversation while we watched this, because it was the first time for me to witness cupping and a fire massage. So it was very, very hot. And I got a wonderful opportunity to talk to this gal. You ever see, do you know who Elizabeth Shue is by any chance? She's an actress.
I feel like, yes, because you've told me you think this gal looks like Elizabeth Shue. You say it a bunch.
Right.
And I feel like one time I was like, I just don't know who that is, and you showed me a picture.
I'd never met this gal before this night. And I've always had a crush on Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, so you've just talked to me before about Elizabeth Shue.
Yes, because I've had a horrible crush on her my whole life.
Oh, I thought you were telling me that you knew that you knew this girl and that we've talked about her before.
No, I was trying to tell you that there's a gal here that looks just like Elizabeth Shue.
Okay, well, I was like a dozen beers in, so like,
right.
Pardon me, but
I had an opportunity to speak with her, and I would love to run into her again at some point because it felt like a pretty good connection. But we'll see what the future brings us there. But it was a little exciting to think, oh no, I may have the opportunity with my crush.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun. But that was something interesting. Got to see that gal that you enjoy very much that we were previously discussing get a massage. I'll never not watch that.
I missed that part. Although towards the end of the night, her and her husband were sitting down watching someone get a massage, and I kind of wandered into the living room and where the massage was happening, and stood behind them and said, well, I don't want you to feel like I'm looming over your shoulder, because I was still trying to play the cool guy, leave them alone to kind of do their thing. She said, well, there's plenty of room right here, and tapped on her lap, and it was over. The magnet.
Oh, it was far from over.
The pussy magnet started working. I mean, all my effort to not be a cock blocker to the whole party was over. Like, as soon as I sat on her lap, it was fucking done.
Well, when I came back inside, I walked by and I saw that going on, and I walked downstairs where they had a playroom set up, and I was watching that for a little while, I would say, while you guys were watching the massages take place. I looked up the stairs and I saw you stand up with her, and I looked like, am I coming too, or can I watch?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that conversation went, because she was like,
oh, I think you said, can I bring a +1?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, because she was rubbing my like she was doing that thing, when you run your hand up the back of somebody's head and you kind of squeeze the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so she was doing that.
Oh.
And then I'm not sure what I said, because you know me, I just fucking say things. When we all got up and started to go, I saw you, and that's when I feel like I said, can I bring a +1?
Right. And she said, of course, so we went back to the bedroom.
Yeah, so we kind of all wandered off together and found a quiet little space by ourselves, and finally made the fucking swap happen that I feel like we've all just kind of been waiting on to actually happen.
I agree. I was very, very happy that a connection was made.
Well, listen, he's so fucking polite that he won't just take it. He's very considerate, so he's never just, for the most part, my face is buried in his wife's pussy. So, like, he never jumps in like, hey, what about me? Because he's a fucking nice guy.
He's an incredible guy, yeah.
So, I was doing things to her, and then she wanted to do things to me, and after a little bit of that, I just told him to put his dick in my mouth. And he politely said, I can absolutely accommodate that. And after that, it just fucking happened. We had an amazing, amazing night with them.
I agree.
10 out of 10 would do that. Like, what took us so long to do
I
that?
always have an amazing time with her and you. And
For sure.
sometimes her and I alone. And I am very, very glad that the four-way connection. And I guess that just is testament to what we've talked about on other podcasts and what other guests have talked about, that just because in this moment the connection isn't being made doesn't mean that the connection can't come later down the road.
Right.
Because you never know in which moment those connections can be made. I just say consider that that possibility exists. And we've had it happen more often than we thought.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with this couple.
Yes. For sure. Yeah. And honestly, I just think that, like, him and I just had not figured out how to communicate during the close the deal.
Sure.
Because we can laugh, we can joke, like we have a lot in common. That's not the problem. I think just whatever the middle ground is to closing that deal, we just couldn't find it. But apparently me saying, please put your dick in my mouth was that communication.
Solves a lot of issues.
I mean, now I know.
Takes guesswork out.
Now I know. And I mean, at some point, I know for sure that I pretty much told her to abandon her family and just move in with us. And he was still very gracious and fucked me after that. So I really appreciate him letting things slide that I say when I'm under her spell. I go full lesbian, like, bitch, pack a U-Haul. I fucking love you.
There was a shared custody deal, and
it was awkward. And she just goes with it. Well, what are you going to say? Well, what are you going to say with my tongue down here? Nothing. Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Always on the table with them is the door being open. There was a bunch of people, of course, stop by to see the two smoking hot babes together.
That's the only thing that sucks is I miss that part.
Yeah.
Because I'm busy.
You are busy. You are busy. But the people that are watching are certainly grateful, because I think you're always considerate of the scene that's playing out.
Oh, for sure. I always assume there's a crowd.
Right. So anybody that gets to walk by is automatically going to be intrigued by it because the scene is playing out, because it's, I don't want to say choreographed, but it's like, okay, I'm going to be in this position because if somebody's going to walk by.
Yes, I wouldn't say choreographer, but I am a curator of visual imagery. I love doing that for people. And it makes me feel good too. But also it kind of goes with my main character energy. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I'm the main character in my own porno, then, I mean, I just assume everybody loves what I'm doing. In real life, I could look like a complete pussy-eating gremlin, but you know what?
No, you don't.
Well, good.
I
feel
watch for
like a pussy-eating gremlin.
I don't know. I'm like paying close attention because I hear so many women just rave about you, So I watch, like, what is she doing? Let me see what that tongue's doing, Can I replicate any of this performance? I don't
think my head's much different than yours.
As good. I just want to be not worse. Ooh. And that's difficult. That's difficult. That's why I like to lead off.
That's fair.
But it's difficult because typically it's always the women come together first. It's rare.
It feels different it's not like you're great at eating pussy. You're not even on my level. You're really good at it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So good, like 10 out of 10 for a dude.
Okay.
It's just different. Everything feels different with women.
It's true. I mean, your skin's softer, just absolutely
the
everything.
The pheromones, like all of that.
Sure.
Whatever witchy bullshit is connected to our fucking skin touching each other, I don't even know. I don't care. Put me in a cauldron and cook me up because, bitch, I am done.
What an amazing night with them. I hope that relationship just continues on as long as it has. I think it's actually the longest relationship we've had with anyone.
They were literally the first people we hung out with ever.
Yeah, ever.
So, yeah, I would say they're our longest lifestyle friends. And they still like us somehow.
I know.
I'm not sure how, but...
Well, it just speaks testament to how amazing they are.
Yeah, honestly, you're not wrong.
What a great night. Left the following morning. We're early birds. Well, actually, we weren't as early as we've ever been.
No, but when you were making noise. I was so fucking mad at you. And then when I asked you what time it was, and you told me it was like 9 o'clock, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Usually my ass is up by like 7:30, but
We're
I
close
slept
to
like a
pulling it in.
rock. Man alive.
I had to get my swinger burrito on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Did that hit so different after that night,
I don't know
too.
how many
Jesus.
people that, that listen to the podcast that were hanging out that morning, but sorry for being a super cunt because I really just wanted a fucking McDonald's breakfast sandwich, and Captain Midwestern Goodbye over here wanted to say goodbye to everybody 100 times. It was a lot. I just really wanted a sandwich.
I enjoy saying goodbye for different reasons.
Because you make out.
Yes.
Like, and I get it, and I love you, and you're great, and yes, make out all the time, but gosh, man, I really just, I want to wake up and go. Let me go.
And I just want one last taste.
Ugh, you're such a whore. I'm not mad about it. I'm just stating. I just say things.
It's true. It's true.
So, yeah, and then I feel like, now we're in Hotober, so I'd like...
Well, I crossed the milestone right after that, though.
Oh, yeah,
Or
you
right
did.
before that party I did, actually.
Right before.
Lily and I hit our 1-year anniversary, so we went out, we celebrated that. We went down to, what was the name of that little town we went to?
Was it Yellow Spring?
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
You did that actually the weekend that I was, I think, at Easy Riders.
Correct.
Because everybody was like, where's Mr. Silver Fox? Like, believe it or not, he's actually celebrating his 1-year anniversary with his girlfriend. So they're busy. Well, and her and I planned, what did we say? We were going to call it our 1-year Metamore anniversary. And we still haven't done it, but it's still very much something that we're trying to plan where we're going to day drink and maybe have a fire. I don't know what we're going to do. Probably witchy stuff. I don't know.
But before we move on to the actual candid conversation that we're going to be having here today on the podcast, I want to take the time to thank everyone for the outreach we had about our last episode regarding mental health.
Oh, same.
The outreach to me was an incredible amount of positivity from people stressing to me that they needed the conversation. They wanted to have the conversation, but didn't know they needed to have it. And the emails, the direct messages, the text messages, the phone calls that I got personally probably were not as many as you got, I would say.
I can't tell you how many people reached out and were just like, wow. Or, I needed to hear that. Or, I love that you guys had that conversation. And I'm so glad and I'm humbled, honestly, by the support of just so much support from people, because I really went back and forth a lot about having that conversation, because I felt like people are not going to want to have this conversation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because why? Because they're swingers, because we talk about sex positive, like, why don't people? And then finally we were just kind of like, let's just have the conversation. And the outpouring of support we made exactly the right decision. And I'm so glad we had that conversation.
I am too. And we stated in the last episode how it's just fluid in our home and it's just second nature to be able to discuss openly. So I hope that trend starts in some people's home that got to experience together as a couple, or maybe one of you listened to it and were able to bring that to the table and open that. It's a very important discussion to have. So please continue to have those talks with each other. And thank you again so much. Wow, we are so grateful and humbled by that outreach. Thank you. Swinger season is upon us.
Thank God.
Halloween season, your favorite season.
Oh my God, give me all the parties and all the trophies and all the things. I don't usually win. I won one time and I really take that to heart, but I still love to go to things where there's an opportunity for a trophy. I love trophies. I'm very motivated by trophies and snacks.
I always struggle in this area of Halloween, as previously demonstrated.
You really do.
I do.
You suck at going to Halloween with me.
I very much do. I wish I could contribute as much as somebody should. I just don't.
Do you, though? Because I feel like if you really wished...
Well, I wish I could get excited about it.
Yeah, I think you're just not... But I feel like I've gotten smarter about that, too, where, like, there's a couple of like 2 of these outfits are pretty, I mean, they're very detailed on my end. And your part of that outfit is a fucking t-shirt, because I know if I put a bunch of time and nonsense into your costume, you're just not going to wear it, and you're not as excited about it.
Excited to go because there's always some energy in the atmosphere that's extra. You know,
Yes.
like New Year's, it seems like we're just gasping to let the previous year go. This last year, you know, we're coming out of COVID into hopefully a more vibrant experience out in public where everything isn't so conservative, reserved, and worried and panicked and pandemic, you know what I mean? So hopefully we can get some more people coming to it, and it's a lot different, you know, going into New Year's where it's more of a celebration than a gasp of relief. We can be back around each other. Coming out of that era is amazing.
But I'll tell you, New Year's is not my favorite swinger holiday. Everybody spends all their time getting ready, getting pretty, which is great, but then nobody wants to fuck because they don't want to mess up their hair and makeup, and I just don't have the energy for that. But Halloween, like, what do you want to be for Halloween? I want to get railed from behind in a miniskirt. Okay, cool. Here's 12 different parties you can choose from.
I could literally take every Halloween as schoolgirl and I'd be fine.
That's never once have I dressed up as a schoolgirl. I just want to be really clear. I don't do Harley Quinn, and I don't do schoolgirls. And I feel like those are the two where you're like, you know what would be so hot?
I like them both. I'm
That's-
sorry
you
you're
would.
this way.
Well, I'm sorry I'm this way too.
You like a more clever approach to
Yeah,
Halloween.
I do.
So.
A couple of our outfits. Well, the only one that's really that complicated, I feel like, is clever. People are still going to get it, but it's still kind of clever for me.
It's hard not to want to fall back on Princeton just because we know the party they
know
put
it,
on.
and I love it, but I really want to try something
I do
different.
too. I do too, but the thrill of 800 to 900 people is exciting.
It's really exciting. Plus, people that we like to fuck are already going to be there because we
Right.
fucked them there before.
Right.
But I feel like that's lazy, and I also want to try.
It's not lazy. They're fucking amazing.
I mean, I feel like it's lazy to pick the place we always go to. You know
It's
what
safe.
I fucking
It's a
mean.
safe move.
Yeah, but also the shoes I want to wear are like 7 inches, and I get so drunk on Halloween, and I don't want to go up and down the stairs in those shoes. And remember last Halloween, I wore those thigh-high latex boots, and the fucking toe of them clipped the bed in the middle of the room walking into the playroom, and I just ate shit in front of like 200 people. I felt so fucking stupid. And that was with a trophy wedged between my tits, and I still didn't feel cool when I got up. That was so embarrassing. There's so many trip hazards there.
You remember the trip? Until this moment, I didn't. I remember the time we had.
Oh, the time. I remember a lot about the time that I
So
had.
I'm going to directly disagree with you and say everybody saw it and you should be so embarrassed because what took place after that, everybody's like, what trip?
Yeah, that's fucking. I fucking
Like
rode
if you
his
would have
brains
tripped and
out
then
after
like
that.
ran out, it would have been something different.
No, yeah, he fucked me pretty good after that, actually. It worked
See
out
what I
great. But still super fucking embarrassing.
But I wouldn't mind going somewhere new and trying to experience something
Yeah.
different. You know, we're all about it. So
And especially on Halloween,
right.
all of that,
And we have a lot of people we're gonna see and know covered
no matter where we are.
in the weeks before it.
Yes.
You know, so why not experience somebody's major party new and let's see what's the best of what they got to bring because Halloween is the swinger holiday.
Right.
So it would be the time to put somewhere new to the test for us.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah,
And I do want to branch out.
I don't mind change. You know me. I
No.
like trying new shit all the time.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
But there's some gals, I got a hard time getting away from. So what we're going to toss out there is we're very open to the idea of people reaching out and contacting us to give us ideas of where you want to see us.
Yeah.
If you really want to see us and you want to reach out and start a conversation, just have a chat. We can, go out to drinks. We love to get something to eat, but instead of naming absolutely everywhere where you are in the world, we've actually condensed it all to make it real easy for you. You can head over to the silverfoxswingset.com. and go to the More tab, contact us, shoot us an email, reach out to us on social media links. Everywhere you can possibly link into us is there. And if you want the most discreet form of contact, please use email. And we don't broadcast that on our podcast, and we don't talk about it anywhere. So please feel free to reach out anytime. So one of the biggest things I've struggled with recently in talking to you, and I wonder if other people have at times, is it's the question of, should I share my actual feelings with you? Because if I share my feelings with you, sometimes I feel it could ruin the experience in which you're seeking. And being as open-minded as we are towards each other, I think sometimes we both share this sentiment where we don't share our feelings to the entirety of a situation with each other for in fear that we are denying them an experience. Do you think that's correct?
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Where do you take your headspace in that? Like when we first approached the subject of going to different events, that was a big deal for us. That conversation took place, and I think I thought about it a little more different than you have. And in that moment, it was difficult to share my feelings with you because it separated us, but it wasn't anything different than what we do at parties at times. We play separate, and those things can take place. So why can't we go to separate events? But it was difficult to have that conversation because I didn't know which way to share my feelings in the moment. Like, even though my feelings may not make sense, because again, I'm just giving you my raw emotional feelings and I haven't thought about it. Do you sometimes just not share that at all prior to an event, even though you may be thinking it up to the moment of the event?
Are we talking about like when we do things separately?
Yes.
Honestly, I'm the worst person out of the two of us to ask this question. I feel like I'm not sure that I really struggled in that conversation in any kind of way or felt any way about it, because I guess I didn't view it as a big deal. Like, I mean, I know when we came into this, especially from the podcast point of view, when people invite us to new places, or like, there's been unicorns or, singles that have tried to take either of us out to a new place. And it's one of those things where like, okay, well, if we're going to go to a new place, let's go to a new place together because like we are together.
Right.
But I'm not really emotionally connected to that idea. I mean, people that typically I go to events with people I know. Those people know that I'm married. They know that I'm married to you. And beyond that, I don't really feel very strongly about it one way or the other. I don't really care if you want to go do stuff. Like when you brought it up as, oh, is that something that you want to do separate? I kind of thought, oh, that's a weird question. And then thought, well, maybe not. That's not a weird question, but it's just one that I wouldn't have asked.
I just was gauging direction, I guess. Were we coming to a fork in the road is where that conversation came from, where you wanted to, instead of Team Silver Fox, turn it into the Foxtails, per se.
Right.
Like, how did you want to approach events different? Because, and I was open-minded enough to take the conversation as far as maybe I'm not into the type of women or couples that you are, per se. Maybe you want to go towards a different experience, and we talk about it all the time with the BDSM stuff. Like, were you trying to head to events maybe geared towards your experience you desired, and I was going to start maybe going in that direction too, but right. I guess I felt less inclined to attend anything event-wise without you, where I was more likely to go on a date to a park or something like that. Like that's more
you,
me solo than it would be, okay, I'm going to attend a hotel takeover without
right.
you. Like I don't have the desire to be at one of those without you.
I gotcha.
going out to the other places or having somebody over or going over to their house, like, I'm perfectly fine with that. And I
Yeah.
actually very much enjoy that.
Sure.
So,
I love big, giant social parties. And I feel like there have been several weekends where it's like, leading up to the weekend, we'll be having a conversation where it's like, hey, I really want to do something this weekend. And if I don't get a lot of feedback, like, I'll still find a thing to do.
right.
And then tell you, you're like, you can come or you can not come. And yeah, I guess I don't have I don't feel weird not being with you. And I don't mean that in like a separation from you kind of way.
Right.
Like, to me,
like, I'm not worried you're going to find the man of your dreams
no,
or something. Like, that's not it.
Fucking hell. Or the woman. I mean,
Right, maybe the woman.
Jinx, bitch. But yeah, it's like I don't feel weird or uncomfortable or unsure in that separation because like we're still a team. Like we still, like, you're still it for me. So I don't think it's weird at all for me to, like, if I went to a hotel takeover for the weekend. I mean, would I miss you? Sure.
In the raw sense of honesty, it stems from maybe self-image and reflection upon myself, where sometimes I think I couldn't be just Team Silver because everybody's after Team Silver Fox. Mrs. Silver Fox always has to be a part of the deal. That's very difficult for me to get past and think, without you, I can succeed. I know it's wrong.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
know
say
it's
because a lot of
wrong.
the gals that you play with are like I
Heterosexual.
yeah,
Right.
or
Maybe bi-curious. Slightly.
maybe, but like that's not for me. So
Right.
I don't.
It's almost like a fear, I guess you could say. I don't know. Difficult to describe, but at times I just feel you're my confidence when you're with me.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, I got this hot babe on my arm. I'm more desirable to other people because of this hot babe. I don't disbelieve that I can't succeed on my own. It's just, I don't know. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot more attractive when you're next to me.
Okay.
And it's maybe it's a placebo effect of some sort for me, but I very much
Yeah.
enjoy the comfort of you.
I mean, I do love having you
Right.
at the same event. Like, even if we're not in the same tiny square of a space,
Sure.
I do like having. I mean, I like going to stuff together,
Right.
but I find a lot of value in doing things separate.
I do too. I mean, as far as the house party we went to, I had an amazing time with you.
Oh yeah, same.
I love that so much, but we do also enjoy playing separate because it offers us different opportunities and different experiences in which, we both can enjoy that maybe don't align for both of us. So I appreciate that, though. I would say at this point, you're more towards the one that would solo an event where I would probably still just wait. And I think that's perfectly fine.
Honestly, I think a big part of what's keeping me from soloing events is that we have shared memberships. Like, I can't just fucking show up at a place and be like, hey, it's just me.
And that kind of stinks because you may be out
Yeah.
of town in that place.
Right.
And I just can't attend for whatever reason.
And I'm
And I would love for
sure-
you to go. Like, we paid for the damn thing.
I'm sure there's a way around that, and I just don't know what it is and the technicalities, and I'm so scared of getting kicked out at the front door. It's probably not as complicated as I think. And
Call ahead.
we've watched clubs and
Oh, for
parties
sure.
and individual people completely cater to unicorns. So if I showed up cosplaying as one, I'm sure, and heavens and earth would be fucking moved to let a unicorn into a club.
But we've also been at ones that said, that ain't your wife. Both of you get out.
Right. That unicorn got no respect. That was awkward.
But I guess, trying to say or ask the question, should you share your feelings towards your partner, even though it may not make sense? How would you answer that question?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. We've talked before about, when you feel like you're having the very first emotions and the very first feelings to something, you're really good about saying, I don't necessarily feel this way. This is just how I'm reacting in it in this moment. So, yeah, I feel like that. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we talk about having uncomfortable conversations, like, yeah, of course, have the uncomfortable conversation. But you saw me in that conversation where you were kind of like, well, I don't know, is that what we want to do? And I just kind of said, I'm already fucking doing it. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Or is this what we're gonna do? We're doing it.
I guess that's a way to start of the ultimate question, which I'm going to roll right into next. Do you think yours, mine, ours, open-mindedness, our personal beliefs sometimes have a direct contradiction or a confliction within the lifestyle?
100% You know, people I work with will joke that DBT is my love language, and it's absolutely true. And if you don't know what DBT is, it's dialectic behavioral therapy. And one of the things that it teaches in that is maintaining your self-respect. And a big part of maintaining your self-respect is literally boundary setting. Sometimes that boundary setting looks like telling somebody that something that they're into is not something that you're into, or taking a stand when a hot topic comes up. And, you know, typically we don't take a lot of stands, but once in a while there's that one thing. Like, in order to go to sleep at night, in order to keep living my truth, I have to maintain my self-respect. So
Right.
I think we're both very much more aware of where we're headed in terms of a tribe, what that tribe looks like, what we will accept, what we won't accept, and everything that falls in between. And I think in that effort to build a really strong core of friendships, which is, you know, what we've always wanted, I do find myself speaking my truth more often and putting my foot down where I feel like it matters. Because
Sure.
the people that I have made connections with who have said, oh my gosh, you're so genuine, or oh my gosh, I feel like you'll really tell somebody the truth even if you don't want to. If those people are my tribe and I want to attract those kind of people, and that's what I'm trying to show people, then I really have to keep showing that person and those people. And I will say recently, especially, it has felt very ostracizing. Like, I feel like there's a couple places where we cannot go now. There's a couple
Right.
groups that we are not welcome.
Right.
You know, there are circles that will not let us in because we've said absolutely not to this or that or whatever.
Sure.
And that sucks, but also I just cannot apologize for maintaining my self-respect. I can't do it.
I feel the same way. I can understand where people are coming from.
Absolutely. And I have
when
no
these
problem
discussions,
seeing
and,
two sides.
and I have no problem either.
Never.
But hopefully we find our tribe. I think we're realizing that our tribe is getting to look like a chorus forming, in my opinion.
I would say the same thing. I think between you and I, but also I think separately too. We're building spaces where we have people. One, we can ask for help if we need it. Two, you know, we can reach out if we just want to hang out. And three, no matter what, there's not going to be any expectation attached to that friendship. Like, that is the big qualifier. If I'm going to dedicate time now to a person, I want it to be for the person who wants more for me and not more from me.
Fair.
And I'm trying really, really hard to live by that principle.
Sure. And finding new friends closer to home, too. That's pretty cool.
Oh, shit. I almost forgot about them because he hasn't texted me in a hot little minute. Oh.
But looking to explore some of those newfound relationships.
Yeah,
and,
fuck yeah.
Really
Gonna explore the fuck out of that relationship.
Yeah, hopefully. But we also found out that there is a place close to us, closer than we thought. I want to check it out.
So you found out.
I found out.
I have known for a long time and have
Sorry,
said,
that's a recent development.
I know about this place. But yeah, I'd almost have to go there with other people because I'm not sure I'd want to go there just you and me.
Why? I'll wreck you there.
I mean, because I can have sex with you for free at home in a
It's free for couples there, too.
really clean bed
You don't know the
that only
cleanliness.
one person has nutted in. Well, okay, maybe not just one person, but consistently, mostly
I was gonna
the
say,
same
what
two
planet
people.
do you live on?
Yeah, okay. Well, for the most, we don't fuck a lot of people in our bed.
One per one person since the last time we washed those sheets.
You and me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, what the fuck? Who? Are we allowed to fuck bitches in our house? Who?
I am if the kid's not home.
I mean, yeah.
We have so much coming up leading into these next few weeks. I cannot wait until we start. Now, hopefully my occupation allows me, by the swinging gods, to attend all the events.
What? We don't even have a contingency plan.
No.
The contingency plan is I have outfits and I'm going to need someone else to buy all the bullshit that goes with these fucking outfits because I'm not going.
Well, to be honest, the only way to really look at it is I know everybody are going to be around if I have to stay behind for some reason.
No, work is... Quit your fucking job. Fuck that job. Why do we even work? Throw off the confines of civilization.
If you can figure out a way where I can just live in a swinger community and fuck my way to fame and wealth, I'm in.
Well, fame and wealth, no. I mean, you could probably get by. But we're not going to be famous porn stars. We're too old. I'm about to be 39.
Oh, my God.
Ugh, who even cares?
Oh, my God.
I know. Aren't women supposed to freak out when they get close to 40? I just give zero fucks.
No, bring it on. You 40-year-olds are hot.
I do like my girls a little bit older.
I don't really have a like decade I prefer. I mean, I know sexy fucking 50-year-olds. I know sexy 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds.
We're just fucking pussy.
Oh, we know some late 20-year-olds we've had a great time with. Looking forward to those as long as I can get away, but the party will continue no matter what.
Oh, the party will continue, but I'm going to need an Uber, a security guard. I'm going to need a lot of stuff. Somebody to carry my bag. Oh my God, something on a leash. I've had a couple offers on FetLife. People offering to let me walk them around on a leash. I fucking love that. Come on, you little sluts. Let's go. Let's go walk around. We need walking around shoes.
So again, just the window we like to open up into our conversations. And this is just another candid conversation of things that, were new to us in the moment to discuss and just kind of get it out there in the open. And a big thanks to everyone who reaches out and continues to give us support. We really love all of you. But we have some things cooking in the background. We've got some great interviews lined up as of this moment.
Yes.
And with the new setup, this is our first trial run with it so that we can get totally mobile after this.
Completely mobile setup. And, okay, let me be really clear, and I'm just going to go, like, full super bitch about it, just so that it's out there and we don't have to say it again. Like, super exciting that our shit is fully mobile, right? That's great.
For sure.
We can go fucking anywhere. It all fits in a handy-dandy little suitcase that my meticulous love has made sure everything packs in just right. Everything's cozy and safe and sound. That does not mean we're going to show up at every party that everyone has to interview people with microphones in the middle of a giant, loud space. So if you want us to come do a live podcast at your event, that's great. So we need a free room. And there needs to be a ton of space because if we're going to interview people, we need space, right? It needs to be.
And shit may pop off, so I need a bed.
Oh, we're 2 beds.
Fair. I like it.
And also,
I'm not
like,
picky, though.
Not to be a dick, but like the handicap bathroom accessible ones because the space is so much better.
Okay.
But if somebody else needs it, then I don't need that.
Right.
But for sure, 2 beds.
You're considerate.
And I really am. And not terribly greedy. But it needs to be a quiet space because there can't be a ton of background noise. And there can't be a possibility of super drunk people falling onto our equipment and then us trying to take them to court for it because how do we know each other? Like, how did we meet? These are questions the judge is going to ask. And you've heard me talk. I don't fucking mince words. And I'm not scared to tell the truth. So we're going to look like fools. Don't break my shit. Yes, we will come to your thing. What up, Greece? Invite us. Somebody.
Ireland.
Oh God.
Norway,
that's-
Jamaica. What's up, guys?
Yeah, one of you sugar daddy motherfuckers that wants to hang out in any of these majestic places that. How the hell do we get people to even find us in?
Do you
some of
guys
these
even
places?
swing there?
Yeah.
I mean, without us seeing it, we don't think so.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You know what, Ireland?
Do you know what that means?
Do you even swing, bro? I mean, you could prove it. What's a plane ticket to Ireland? Probably affordable. I don't know. Yes,
I've
we will
watched
be
the
your
Conor
guest.
McGregor fight. I know you can swing, but
Right.
can you do what we do? That's
Also,
what
do
we
you have a
wanna know.
castle that you want to put us up in?
Hell, even if it's just overnight, you can fake it's yours.
Are you going to give me Stockholm Syndrome? Because joke's on you. I could be into that.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, okay, maybe not like that, but yeah.
Well, do you want to touch on anything else before we start getting to swinging forward?
No, I don't feel like there's anything else really weighing heavy on me right now. I feel like we're in a good place. I feel like we need a whole other episode to talk about our poly or non-poly adventures. I don't know. I'm not sure that I envy your poly experience from start to finish. I absolutely envy it, but I don't have that yet.
Sure.
So it's hard to say, am I in a spot where I'm ready to, try this whole girlfriend thing again? I'm not really sure that I'm there. I'm not sure I'm ready to talk about it. And I know you're not in a space to think about it or talk about it either. So that kind of makes me feel better.
Fair enough.
Swinging forward, I cannot wait to be a slut this entire fucking month and through the first couple weeks in November. Like, I'm already preparing for the bags of peas that I'm going to need in the freezer because I want to get railed through this month.
Okay. I want to at least get a couple good adventures in. At least.
Yes.
At least. And I think I might.
I think I think everything's going to be perfectly fine.
As far as swinging forward, I have this vision of something I want, which I am not actually going to share at this current time. But I am, for the first time, going to create a FetLife profile and see if I can find it.
Oh, okay. Is it for you? Is it for me? Is it for us? What's it for?
Me.
Oh.
I want to know it exists. But first I got to look. And that's a hell of a website to navigate.
Yeah, you thought the bots were bad on fucking Tinder and Field. Wait till you get to FetLife.
Right. Right.
But also, if you want to buy a pair of shoes or panties, I'll give you my link. Think of what you would save and save me on shipping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can just, where do you want that invite coming from?
Honestly, we're going to have to figure that out.
Just go to the silverfoxswingset.com and contact us and shoot us over. We'll get you linked up if you want to send some stuff. So hopefully next time we come back on, I can share exactly what I'm after. If not, I'll probably have to have a new swinging forward. I'm still carrying the last swinging forward through this episode that hasn't happened yet.
Oh my God. Although,
that's more of a pipe dream, though.
I mean, to be fair, the person that I was like, oh my God, I know the perfect person. So I did a photo session with him, and you actually got to meet him in person and see him and tell me I was a fucking liar, that is not the hottest man you have ever seen.
Very good looking man, the antithesis of what I asked for.
I mean, yes, the very opposite, but that's the one that I want to fuck. And also,
I mean, I don't care if you want to fuck him. I mean, I understand. Very good looking dude.
Yeah. So, but also him and his girlfriend, who is a fucking total babe and very like artsy fartsy and very like, look at me, I'm in my glow up.
Let's swing.
Yeah, no. So they're poly. And I cannot tell you how many times I have thought, who would make the perfect addition to your fucking cuddle puddle throuple?
Us.
It's me.
Oh, just you.
Oh, it's not you.
Why isn't it me?
It's because it's my thing.
Maybe she wants me to be her thing.
No, she doesn't.
Don't think for her.
You're being. He said, "Don't be a sexist. Don't order for her at the restaurant. She'll decide what she wants."
Feminist through and through.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, probably. No, mind your own fantasy.
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I do want to find that. But I think what I'm looking for is probably just going to be a hair difficult to get everything lined up. But I'm going to be open-minded that maybe we can come across that at some point.
Okay.
But I'm going to be open-minded for it. But in the meantime, if you want to play with that person, I get it.
Hot, right?
Yeah.
I told you.
I get it. I thought he was a very good-looking man.
Plus, that giant dick stays hard all the fucking time.
Oh, really?
Like,
it's just here to work.
I mean, that's a lot for me.
Showed up.
Like, that's why, for sure, you need the other girlfriend. And actually, if you could pick up another one to, like, pick up my slack, I'll be really good at a lot of stuff. Marathon fucking your hard dick all the time is not it.
Not it.
Not it. But, like, I can braid your girl's hair while she's getting fucked. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, paint her little toenails or something. We'll be so cute together.
Paint toenails while she's getting railed?
Listen, I'm already photoshopping myself into their photos together. That's how fucking disgusting I am. No, I'm not. That's fucked up. I'm not doing that.
Wow. And as I always say, if anything, we can have a good night. If everything, we can have an amazing one. You want to wrap this up?
I mean, yeah, I'm clearly talking complete madness at this point.
Complete
I'm talking about photoshopping myself into these people's lives. Like, in my head, I was picturing one of those really, like, spoof, funny horror scenes where, like, they wake up and, like, they roll over to kiss each other, but I'm right there. And they're just like, whoa, what the fuck? And then they, like, get up and panic and look at the pictures around the room. My face is in every single one. And there's, like, the music in the background, like, they're looking at each other like, oh, my God, what's happening? It's just me. I have a whole marmalade and, like, warm biscuits.